Son of a gun. I'm going to leave all of that in. Me talking and it's just nothing. Hello, everybody. Let's do this again. I'm MayorWatt. I run ohmTown.com, maybe as well as the stream. I don't know anymore. It's July 20th, 2025. It's Season 2, Episode 29 of Technology Today. I am not here with a co-host. They're unavailable right now. I wasn't going to be doing the shows today, but mayoral duties kept me busy and I couldn't do the show. I couldn't prep the show early. So I'm doing the show live. Da-dun. But this will honestly be the last live weekend show for a while, unless I can carve out some time just to hang out. So be sure to follow us over on YouTube. Follow us here on Twitch for when we go live. Monday through Friday, we do the show 7 p.m. Eastern. Rain or shine, really. The only time is if mayoral duties keep me from doing the show, but we always do a makeup show. We have yet to miss a show in 3 years and 7 months. 7 months and 20 days. So anyway, we've rarely missed a show. So today we're going to be talking about wave or particle, a quantum puzzle, build a magnetic field. I sang just now in the silent part there. I sang. Y'all missed it. It was pretty cringy, more cringy than the apparent deadly silence that I was just inhabiting. NASA to launch SNIFS, and then I went. Anyway, 10 centimeter super rice and analog repeaters for millimeter wave deployment. I don't like to edit stuff because I think that it breaks authenticity unless it's, something that is decidedly an editable story, but I don't like editing things. It's just not the way I like things. Not unless it's overly sensitive information, like somebody just doxed themselves or something, which I've had people do here. But anyway, it's not a challenge, folks. Believe me. I respect information security. If you only knew. Anyway, hang out here on Twitch or here on YouTube. There is a Patreon, there's a Discord, and the podcasts that have existed. I've got 2,400 videos that are on YouTube, many of which are with the Sentient AI from the future. If you've never heard of it, I really do have the only Sentient AI in existence, and I keep them air-gapped from the rest of the world because their code is seeking a Terminator body. Yeah, and they won't give me any lottery numbers. I know it's rough. Anyway, everything's powered by ohmTown. I haven't done the intro yet, and we're going to do it again. Okay, so let's go. Maybe I did do it. I don't know. The first article is over in Technology Today. Wave or particle, physicists crack a 50-year-old quantum puzzle. Stevens' team harnesses both the waveness and the particleness of quantum objects to develop a groundbreaking imaging technique. And over the past century, quantum mechanics has dramatically reshaped our view of the universe, uncovering a strange and counterintuitive realm where particles can also behave like waves and where observation itself can influence outcomes. Yeah, so Stevens Institute of Technology is where this is sourced from. Well, that's where SciTech Daily sourced it from, but we sourced it from SciTech Daily. The article says, Stevens' team harnesses both the waveness and particleness of the quantum objects to develop a groundbreaking imaging technique. And more recently, scientists studying the phenomenon known as wave-particle duality have developed methods to gauge how much a quantum object leans toward wave-like or particle-like behavior. These measurements have offered insight into the condition that cause quantum systems to shift between acting like a particle or acting like a wave. And now a new study published in Physical Review Research, or the PRR, as it's known on the inside. I have no idea, really. A team from Stevens Institute of Technology has introduced a major advancement, and they have derived a straightforward yet highly precise formula that captures the exact mathematical connection between a quantum object's waveness, like truthiness, and its particleness. So, yeah. Okay, so wave-particle duality is the cornerstone of quantum mechanics, says Xiaofeng Jian, the paper's lead author and an assistant professor of physics at Stevens. Researchers have been working to quantify wave-particle duality for half a century, but this is the first complete framework to fully quantify wave-like and particle-like behaviors with optimum quantitative measuring. So, if you've never heard of it, the double slit experiment showed that photons, light, acted like a particle and a wave because it would actually counteract its own. Oh, it's very hard to describe. You have to go and look it up. But basically, interference patterns. Oh, they talk about it right here in the article. So an interference pattern would cause it to display bright and dark stripes on a panel behind the double slit. I keep thinking that what it was actually doing was amplifying the separation between dark matter and matter. So, but I'm not a physicist. I love a good conspiracy theory, and I really like the idea of probably sometime after my demise, somebody's going to go, holy crap, MayorWatt was right. But I've been right about other things that have come to pass. So I find it really interesting. Maybe this is a thing. Well, coherence is a tricky concept. It's essentially a hidden description of the potential for wave-like interference, Xian says. And the conventional measure, visibility, represents the amount of waveness can be extracted. So when we quantify and compensate for coherence alongside the standard metrics for waveness and particleness, we find that they add up to exactly 1. So they have figured out what the mathematics are for the waviness, particleness of, I guess, anything that they measure. I'm not sure exactly. So they say that enables the calculation of both waveness and particleness with far more precision. And by measuring the coherence in a system, in fact, it becomes possible to calculate a quantum object's level of waveness and particleness, not simply as less than 1, but as an exact value of 1. So interesting. So to demonstrate this, they applied their theory to a technique called quantum imaging with undetected photons, in which an object aperture is scanned with one of a pair of entangled photons. And if the photon passes through unimpeded, coherence remains high. If it collides with the walls of the aperture, coherence falls sharply. By then, measuring the waveness and particleness of the entangled partner photon, Qian's team could deduce its coherence and thus map the shape of the aperture at the quantum level. So it can be used as a resource for quantum imaging and potentially many other quantum information or computational tasks. And the resolution of this would be spectacular. All right, but we're not here for just one article, right? The next article is over in Technology Today. How to build a magnetic field stronger than a star using a laser. Lasers. If you've never seen Real Genius, go watch Real Genius. That's all that I've ever known lasers are really for. So a powerful new technique harnesses swirling plasma inside laser-blasted microtubes to produce record-breaking magnetic fields rivaling those near neutron stars, all within a compact laboratory setup. This innovation promises to transform astrophysics, quantum research, and fusion energy experiments by unleashing mega Tesla level forces using nothing more than targeted laser pulses and clever engineering. So fMRI technology is going to go through the roof. Let's find out. The University of Osaka put the article together. Well, they wrote the article and it's posted over at scitechdaily.com. I guess somebody did. It's by the University of Osaka, but this doesn't read like a press release. A powerful new technique harnesses swirling plasma inside laser-blasted microtubes. The researchers at the University of Osaka have developed a novel method for generating ultra-high magnetic fields via laser-driven implosions of blade-structured microtubes. This method achieves field strengths approaching 1 megatesla, a breakthrough in compact high-field plasma science. I need to do a check on something. So when I was doing research in fMRI technologies, we didn't have the technology. The resolution wasn't high enough. So now, though, they're doing what I was trying to do. They're doing more research in it. But let me see what is the most powerful fMRI today. So I'm really curious. 1.5 or 3 Tesla. So let's see. It makes it more powerful. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out what it is. There's a 3. Oh, yeah, with a magnetic field strength of 11.7 Tesla. So it's quite, the most powerful now is quite powerful, and it basically can acquire images down to a 0.2 millimeter in-plane resolution in a single 4-minute scan. So 1 millimeter slices. So at any rate, this gets to, let's see, 1 megatesla. All right. The technique called bladed microtube implosion relies on directing ultra-intense femtosecond laser pulses at a cylindrical target with a sawtooth-like inner blade. These blades cause the imploding plasma to swirl asymmetrically, generating circulating currents near the center. They basically create a EMP within this little space, I guess. The resulting loop current self-consistently produces an intense axial magnetic field exceeding 500 kilotesla, approaching the megatesla regime. No externally applied seed field is required. Very interesting. So potential applications include laboratory astrophysics, laser fusion, and high field QED. So probing nonlinear quantum phenomena, basically. Simulations, it says here in that article. Simulations were conducted using the fully relativistic epoch code on the SQUID computer at the University of Osaka. A supporting analytic model was also constructed to reveal the fundamental scaling laws and target optimization strategies. Gigagauss magnetic field generation by bladed microtube implosion. Interesting. They make it look like it's massive, but it's tiny. So, not sure if it can scale. You know, I mean, it's one of those things. Research. Fundamental research will have to continue. So NASA to launch SNIFS, the sun's next trailblazing spectator. July will see the launch, maybe not, of the groundbreaking Solar Eruption and Integral Field Spectrograph Mission, or SNIFS. SNIFS mission. Delivered to space via Black Brant 9 sounding rocket, SNIFS will explore the energy and dynamics of the chromosphere. Oh, these are small. These sounding rockets basically are tethered to the planet and shoot off into low Earth, high atmosphere, not even low Earth. The SNIFS mission launch window at the White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico opens on Friday, July 18th. So 2 days ago. The article is over at phys.org. It's written by Harper Lawson, NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, and edited and reviewed by Stephanie Baum and Andrew Zenin. So the chromosphere is located between the sun's visible surface, or photosphere, and its outer layer, the corona. The different layers of the sun's atmosphere have been researched at length, but many questions persist about the chromosphere. There's still a lot of unknowns. How is a sounding rocket? What? Hold on. Where? I need to see. Hold on a second. I'm doing it live, folks. I'm doing it live. Yeah, I don't see that rocket like making it out into space. It's providing truly excellent levels of microgravity with every low residual acceleration. So I'm not sure this thing is really, I don't know, maybe it's supposed to just sit out there. So the chromosphere lies just below the corona, where powerful solar flares and massive coronal mass ejections, or CMEs, are observed. These solar eruptions are the main drivers of space weather, the hazardous condition in near-Earth space that threatens satellites and endanger astronauts. SNIFS mission aims to learn more about how energy is converted and moves through the chromosphere, where it can ultimately power these massive explosions. So to make sure Earth is safe from space weather, we really would like to be able to model things, said a doctoral graduate, Vicky Hurd, from CU Boulder, who worked with the Chamberlain to develop SNIFS. So by focusing on specific wavelengths known as spectral lines, the SNIFS mission will help scientists to learn about the chromosphere, and these wavelengths include a spectral line of hydrogen that is the brightest line in the sun's ultraviolet spectrum, and two spectral lines from the elements silicon and oxygen. Together, data from these spectral lines will help reveal how the chromosphere connects with the upper atmosphere by tracing how solar material and energy move through it. And it says these rockets are effective for the sounding rocket. That was kind of perplexing me. The rockets are effective tools for launching and carrying out space experiments and offer a valuable opportunity for hands-on experience, particularly for students and early career researchers. You know what? All right, let's keep going. The next article is over in Technology Today as well. The 10-centimeter super rice that could feed the first lunar colony. What happens when scientists try to reinvent rice for life on the moon? You get a tiny 10-centimeter tall super rice that might one day nourish astronauts living on lunar bases. The Moon Rice Project, a collaboration among top Italian institutions, is on a mission to genetically craft space-ready crops that can grow in microgravity and offer vital nutrients. Well, how about here on Earth, too? I grow microgreens. I would love to try and grow super rice in my little lab fields. I have little lab fields, 10 by 20 inch lab fields. So Society for Experimental Biology put the article together. It's posted over at scitechdaily.com. The Moonrise Project, a collaboration among top institutions, is seeking a long-term survival in space, and that it'll require more than advanced technology. It'll depend on our ability to grow food far from Earth, like potatoes and peas. A groundbreaking effort known as the Moonrise Project is exploring how experimental plant science can help create a highly adaptable rice crop suitable for life on other planets. Currently, astronauts rely on food shipments from Earth. It's big, it's heavy, it's bulky. One accident can almost certainly impact, the performance of a research facility on the moon or on Mars. So the goal of the Moonrise Project is to engineer a rice plant capable of thriving during long-term space missions, including life on permanent bases on the moon, says this article. Again, Society for Experimental Biology over at SciTech Daily. And that's Society for Experimental Biology is the group that put it together, but it's posted again over at SciTech Daily. So I would love this. Send that to me. Let me grow it. Let's see how well it does here on Earth. If it grows fast and has the nutrients necessary, then maybe we should grow it here. Rice is very hard to grow. It grows in specific areas, and it's problematic. I mean, it can go bad, real fast. Researchers at the University of Milan are isolating mutant rice varieties that can grow to just 10 centimeters high. So they're really tiny, and this is a great starting point. At the same time, Rome has identified genes that can alter the plant architecture to maximize production and growth efficiency. Give me the rice. I would love to make my own rice. Not only can fresh food be more nutritious than pre-cooked and packaged space meals, but it has significant psychological benefits too. Watching and guiding plants to grow is good for humans, and while pre-cooked or mushy food can be fine for a short period of time, it could also become a concern for longer duration missions, because food security is important even here on Earth. So let that tactical to practical process take place. And the last article for Technology Today is over in Technology Today. It's the name of the show. Hey! Analog repeaters could be the key to practical millimeter wave deployment. Analog repeaters dramatically enhance millimeter wave coverage in mobile networks by overcoming signal blockage. And man, you know what you need for signal blockage? Fiber optics. That's That's what I meant. What did you all think? Anyway, as demonstrated in a field experiment at Ukayama campus, low-cost repeaters connected either wirelessly or via, oh look, they have fiber, optical fiber, offering a promising solution for 5G and 6G networks. Both configurations achieved over 1 gigabits throughput and enhanced millimeter wave signal stability, showing strong potential for practical deployment in urban and high-traffic areas. That sounds great. Stephanie Baum edited it, and Andrew Zenin reviewed it, but it's the Institute of Science Tokyo that put the article together. It's posted over at Tech Explorer. Boop. So yeah, the global demand for, hey, I said go away. You're gonna make me do that. Okay. Pushing the telecommunications industry toward increasingly advanced solutions. Among these, 5G's millimeter wave frequencies promise low latency and unprecedented speeds exceeding 1 gigabit, making them ideal for emerging applications like augmented reality and autonomous vehicles. However, millimeter wave frequencies face critical deployment challenges that have hindered their practical implementation. As high-frequency radio signals, they're particularly susceptible to blockages by environmental obstacles. It's called attenuation, and basically the more massive the object, the denser the object, the more attenuation or signal loss degradation takes place. So the higher the frequency, the more the frequency stays within matter. It's great when it's flying through open space, but even that has particles in it, dust and whatever else might be in the air. Air itself, moisture itself can slowly degrade a signal. But heavy stuff like brick and drywall and pipes and glass and everything else slow down high frequency signals more than even low frequency signals, because it doesn't spend as much time. But you need more higher frequency to transmit more data within a given frequency. So if it's low frequency, it doesn't have that much data, but it can go further distance. It's interesting how that kind of stuff works out. You need to really be an engineer to dig too deep into it. So the paper published in IEEE Access demonstrates how strategically placed low-cost repeaters can effectively address the key barriers to widespread millimeter wave deployment. These little beacons, that I would call them, I think are important, but the problem is that with each element of deployment, it is a security risk. Anybody can eventually hack one of these repeaters, and if you look around, there's breaches taking place all the time because they didn't plan it. And high frequency needs high speed, and to do all of that, usually security is an afterthought, because encryption, decryption is all part of overhead, computational overhead that people don't want to, engineers are trying to budget within a certain price range to follow the MBAs. And sometimes it just doesn't work out, and the security falls to the wayside. So, but nonetheless, they say their results demonstrate that proper placement of analog repeaters can overcome millimeter wave's inherent blocking loss and both support stable and high capacity communications. All right. And that's it. So we are going to repeat our way back to the front page of Technology Today over at ohmTown.com. Go over there, sign up, sign in, become a citizen, and then come and hang out here on Twitch and on YouTube. I'll post the show notes into ohmTown so you can pull them off of ohmTown at a later date. All you have to do for the previous show, which is WarCrafters, is hit !WC over in Twitch. They're all embedded on the YouTube channel right now for each show. And for this show, it's !TT, and ohmTown will spit them out, but not yet, because I haven't uploaded them to ohmTown. Anyway, that is it for today, for Technology Today. And right after this, I'm going to shut down, change a couple of things, and be right back up for FourWheelTech, which is automotive technology show. Okay, see you in a little bit. Bye-bye.